Welcome to a Bipolar, a Schizophrenic, and a podcast, where each episode is recorded after midnight in a vacant and possibly condemned location. Now here are your hosts, Gabe Howard and Michelle Hammer.
I'm Michelle Hammer, and I'm schizophrenic.
Hey everyone, my name is Gabe Howard, and I'm bipolar, and we are in Columbus, Ohio, my home turf. Michelle, thank you for making the trip. I know that it was, I believe you used abusive? You feel that you are abused having to leave your state?
I mean, why would I ever leave the greatest place on earth, center of the universe?
Right now we are at a White Castle. White Castle is a regional Midwestern restaurant where Michelle tried her first White Castle hamburger, affectionately known as sliders. What did you think? What was your...
I mean, whatever meat it was, I'm sure it wasn't from a prime piece of, cow or whatever animal it was from. But, I mean, it was pretty all right. I mean, sure. I mean, I don't know why it's a castle. I don't know why it's white, but, whatever. Sure, whatever. Whatever castle, I mean, it's a castle. It looks like a castle, I guess. Is that what castles look like?
Never seen a castle?
Where's the jester? There's no jester in here.
We are the jesters.
We're the jesters?
We're the jesters. Michelle, we decided what our most popular episode of the first run, thank you everybody for listening in, was Two Truths and One Lie. People really liked the short story format to take care of all of those orphan stories that we have no other place for, that we can't build entire shows around. Michelle and I enjoyed playing it so much that we decided to bring it back. But we've made a couple rule adjustments this time to make it easier for me to win because I blew both of them. Michelle, you fooled me completely. I mean, completely.
Well, I'm a really good liar.
Once again, you brag about all the wrong things.
A UPD officer once said I was a very good liar.
That's another time.
That's another time.
Another time. The rule adjustment that we made is our lie has to be a complete lie. It has to be completely made up. It can't be a truth where we change one small detail. It can't be mostly true with a little bit of a lie. It has to be complete bullshit. 100% bullshit. It can be based in some sort of fact, as in like it's about Gabe and I am a real person, but maybe real places, but it has to be, I think I've oversold this. Michelle, lie number one, go.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you a story about number 12. Number 12 was on a lacrosse team. I was on a lacrosse team. Number 12 was on an opposing lacrosse team. And when you play college sports, you often have a senior day. And it was this team's senior day. And number 12 was obviously a senior. She played attack, I played defense, and she wanted to score. But I was not about to let that happen. My goalie, my homegirl goalie was like, that girl's trying to score. You better stop her. So it was just getting kind of ridiculous. Like, homegirl, if you want to score, you got to be good at scoring. So I just broke her every time, slammed her every time, and it was getting ridiculous. And I was just getting hilariously manic about it. Like, this bitch sucks. She sucks, and she can't stop taking shots. And I was just started calling her, oh, sweetheart, that wasn't even a shot. Oh, honey, what are you doing? Oh, God, you just got denied again. You keep getting denied. What are you even doing? I was talking smack to her over and over and over again. And let me tell you about this game. The thing is, women's lacrosse, you're not really supposed to be contact. However, it is contact. You just have to make it look pretty. And the refs of this game, we were fighting. We were bashing each other. It was getting rowdy. And this girl runs into me, knocks me over, and gets a push. And I get called on a push. And I'm like, really? She knocks me over and I get called on a push? Okay. We'll see. So there's an 8-meter arc and a 12-meter arc in women's lacrosse. And if a woman is going to score from the 12-meter, you have to be pretty good. So the way we're set up is that she's on the 12 and I was the foul, so I had to go behind her. And this girl on the whistle takes a shot from the 12. And of course it gets blocked because to make a shot from the 12, you have to be good, and she was terrible. So I laughed when it got saved because it basically was a pass to our goalie. Then we had a goalie clear, and I start following her on the goalie clear kind of, and then she just starts fighting me. She starts bashing her stick into me over and over until I grabbed it and I said, stop, stop, stop. And the ref blew the whistle, starts getting in the middle of the fight, blows her a yellow card, says she's going to get a yellow card thrown out of the game. It's a whole big thing. I'm like, she came after me. What's going on? And the ref's like, I saw the whole thing. You attacked her. My coach is telling me to shut up. Her coach is yelling at this. Everyone's a whole fight, a whole thing. Basically, my story is this biddy tried to fight me in a lacrosse game and lost and got a yellow card. That's right. Don't try to fight me in a lacrosse game. I'll call you sweetheart. I'll call you honey. I'll laugh at you. Whatever. Don't try to fight me. You'll get a yellow card. That's my story.
What does any of this have to do with mental illness?
Because I went manic and I went crazy on her because I was laughing my ass off the entire time because everyone was passing to her so she could score. And I was laughing my ass off the entire time. I just kept going crazier and crazier on her until she tried to fight me.
We're going to call that story Tried to Score with Michelle.
And it's not going to happen. Take me 1v1. Gabe, I dare you to take me 1v1 on the lacrosse field. You're not going to do it. You can't do it. I will block that shot. You'll drop the ball. Nobody takes me 1v1 and wins, okay?
As soon as you said drop the ball, that is the first time that I realized that lacrosse was played with a ball.
You don't know how to play women's lacrosse? I don't like you.
I'm not a woman! Or prone to go outside.
Gabe, tell me your story.
My first story has to do with being in a psychiatric hospital. In fact, all three of my stories all take place in the same psychiatric hospital when I was admitted. So here I am in a psychiatric hospital. I think I've said that now 9 times.
9 times.
Nine times. Just
in a psychiatric hospital? You were in a psychiatric hospital?
Actually, I was in a regular hospital in the psychiatric ward.
The psych ward.
I don't mean to correct you, Michelle, but that's what happened. But they, when you're inpatient, they have you do all of these weird things. Art therapy is the one that stuck out in my mind. So in art therapy, on the first day, we made leather keychains. But ignore that for a moment. The next day in art therapy, they had us make vision boards. So here I am. I'm 25 years old. I'm a grown man. I'm locked in a psych ward for the first time in my entire life. I am reeling from being diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and they're like, hey, look, we want you to make a dream board. And they gave us magazines, and we're cutting them out. And I said, okay, I will make a dream board. Now, I'm pretty depressed. I'm suicidal. I don't know what's going on. I'm not allowed to leave. And I'm trying to keep my goals realistic. Remember, this is the first couple of days, so I'm not even sure I can keep my house at this point. I'm positive I'm going to get fired. I'm going to lose everything. So I start putting things on the dream board that, like steak. Like I want to be able to eat steak again. Like I would like to be able to go on a reasonably priced vacation. Not like to Hawaii, but just maybe I'd like to see, I don't know, like Utah. I'd like to fly a plane again. Not like me fly it, like I just like to be in it. Like everything is just really reasonable. And the counselors are starting to become worried about me. They're just like, this is the lamest dream board we have ever seen, except they said it in like psychobabble speak. They're like, sir, you must reach for the stars and try to achieve. So in order to shut them up, I just happened to find a Rolex ad. So I cut out the Rolex and I smacked it on my vision board. This is a $9,000 watch, and I just smack it right on my vision board. And I'm like, someday I will own that watch. And now they're looking at me like, oh man, grandiosity and bipolar disorder is a problem. There's no way in hell that this guy is ever going to own this watch. Last year, I bought the watch. I now own a Rolex. It's all mine, paid cash for it, didn't finance it, and I just want to find these people and be like, hey, I'm the guy that you said could never own a Rolex. And then I'll drive off on my Lexus flipping them off. That's story number 1. I'm going to call it Flipped Off Rolex. All right. So now we've got tried to score with Michelle and flipped off Rolex. All right, story number 2, go.
Okay. This story is how I went absolutely insane on an ex-boyfriend of mine.
This one's true. You don't even need to finish. That one's the true one. Definitely true.
Okay,
that's true.
Listen.
All right, fine. Tell the story.
My junior year of college, I lived with
True.
my
It's
friends.
definitely true. Definitely true.
I lived with my friends, and we wanted to decorate the bathroom, and we put like these fish decals like in the bathroom. Like, okay. And he had come over, and he's like, "Oh, I want a fish." And I was like, "Okay, you can have a fish." He took the fish decal and he put it on his door of his room. But one time, I went to his place, and he wasn't there. And his roommates start lying to me, like, "Oh, he's not here. Oh, he is here. He's here." And I find out he's at some other bitch's place. I'm like, "Excuse me? Who do you think you are? You're at some other girl's place? You know what? I'm ripping that fish off the door. That fish is coming with me." And then I called my friend to come pick me up, and she picks me up, and I'm like, "Look, I took the fish off the door. This fish is ours. He's going to take our fish, try to cheat on me, and take our fish? No, this is our fish." And I took the fish, we brought it back home, and I put it back on our wall. You don't take a fish, and then all through the whole rest of the year, for the next all years of college, everyone was like, "That's as crazy as taking a fish off a wall. That's as crazy as taking a fish off a wall." And I'm like, leave me alone. You don't take a fish from me and then cheat on me. That's not how it works. You're going to take my fish? You got to respect me. That's right.
We're going to go ahead and call that story Something's Fishy. Something's Fishy is Michelle's story number 2.
Want to learn more about mental health, mental illness, and psychology, but not be bored? The Psych Central Show is an award-winning podcast that speaks candidly with experts in these fields to break down complex topics into easily understood nuggets of useful information. Hosted by our very own Gabe Howard along with Vincent M. Wales. Available on your favorite podcast player or at psychcentral.com/show.
Okay, my story number 2. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Never been in a psych ward before. Never been in a psych hospital before. I really didn't know the rules. I'm sitting there at breakfast one day, and remember I was fat. I was, when I was in the psychiatric hospital, I was fat. I weighed over 500 pounds. So I'm sitting there.
Sexy.
Yeah, thank you. Your check's in the mail. I was sitting there, and I was eating, and this woman came over to me, and she said, "Hey, are you married?" And I wasn't married, and I said no, I'm not married. And she said, "But do you have like a girlfriend?" And I was like, "Well, I sort of have a girlfriend. I'm kind of dating this woman that brought me to the psych ward." And she said, "Oh, well, when women drop you off at the psychiatric hospital, they don't really want to be around you anymore. So I'd really consider you single." Now, don't get me wrong, this didn't make me feel very good, but then she kind of scooted a little closer and she said, "I know where we can have sex in the psych hospital."
So where was it?
And I looked at her for like the first time because, I'm considering this. Like I want to.
Oh, you were considering it.
I mean, who's going to try?
Hot? Was she hot?
And that's when I noticed she had a beard.
That was the best story I've ever heard. That was what? Oh my God, I love that story. I hope that's true because that's a good story.
I told her no. I obviously told her no.
You turned her down? It's a lie. That's a lie story.
We're going to call that story Bearded Woman.
Bearded Woman.
Bearded Lady Sex. We're going to call it Bearded Lady Sex. All right. So we've got tried to score with Michelle versus flipped off Rolex. That's the first round. Second round is Something's Fishy versus Bearded Lady Sex. And number 3, Michelle, go.
Okay. Also in college. I'm just telling college stories today.
Wait, does this have anything to do with mental illness?
This is another manicky story.
You can't just slap Maneki on a story and claim that you are educating the world about living with schizophrenia.
But this is a funny story.
But is it mental?
We were in the bar, and it was.
Oh, okay. So it's alcoholism. Got it. Never mind. That works.
Bar. It was my friend's birthday, but she had not shown up yet, and we're drinking. And I said, "I'm tired. Do you guys have a Red Bull?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's $4." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Because that's how I roll. Like, "Are you kidding me?" And he was like, "Yeah, at the gas station it would be cheaper, but here it's $4." So the thing is, it was early in the night, but I was already drunk. And the guy goes to the bathroom. So I ran behind the bar and grabbed a Red Bull. And he catches me. So I throw the Red Bull up in the air. So he has to catch it. And I ran. And then a guy picked me up. And he threw me out of the bar. And then I met these 3 guys who said, "It's ladies' night, so you have to hang out with us." And I was like, "What? Okay." And then they took me to the strip club.
Did they call you a lady?
They said it's ladies' night.
But did they think you were a lady?
Well, I don't know, because they saw me get thrown out of a bar. I was literally picked up and chucked out the door.
It's not hard to pick you up. You weigh about the same amount as a Teletubby.
Not true. Not true. I just got weighed the other day when I was texting you from the doctor, actually. So
our friendship has gone in a weird direction. I'm sorry, is there more to this story? So
they brought me to a strip club.
You went to a strip club?
But this strip club, you don't even know. Like, there's a woman that works there where you can tell she had a C-section. No, I have nothing against C-sections, but if you're going to work at a strip club, like, that scar just cannot be there, honey. Like, I mean, wow, you know? And a girl took $1 and she put it up somewhere where we never saw it again. And that's my story.
Drunk people thought Michelle was a lady. Drunk people thought Michelle was...
They were townies. They were townies.
Look, we just have people in Ohio. Stop pretending that there's... I was going to say we're whiteys because we're in White Castle, but that just sounded wrong to me. All right, my third and final story. Again, in the psychiatric hospital, I was put on my first antipsychotic medications because, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Fun.
Yeah, and they warned me about all of the side effects and all of the issues and everything. And in all seriousness, I was pretty terrified while I was there. And the medication made me pretty drowsy. And they gave me my first dose right before bed because they told me that it would make me drowsy. The first night that I was there, I didn't have a roommate. But the second night, I did have a roommate. And even though you just had to be in your room after 11 o'clock, you didn't actually have to go to bed. You just had to be in your room. But I was doing everything that I could to stay awake because I was afraid to fall asleep because, I don't know what I thought the roommate would do, but I really thought that all mentally ill people were violent. And I hadn't quite come to terms with the fact that I was a person who was mentally ill and I wasn't. So maybe they weren't. At any rate, I couldn't stay awake. I mean, it's getting later. It's just it's a busy day. And then this antipsychotic is just making me drowsier and drowsier and drowsier. But eventually I get the bright idea that, hey, you can't fall asleep if you're standing in a shower. So I go over into the shower and I aim the water at me. And I'm standing under the water and the water is starting to like patter and pitter and patter. And I'm sitting there. And the next thing I remember, there's like 2 orderlies standing over me. And there's the roommate guy yelling that I was trying to kill myself. And I'm laying there stark naked with a male, like this giant male nurse guy. I mean, kind of a big fat guy. He was like the orderly security guy, like pulling on my arm, and the nurse kind of smacking my face, asking me if I'm okay. And I'm a 550-pound buck-naked man, soaking wet, laying on the shower floor because the antipsychotic made me pass out. And there I landed, and they were all worried about me. Buck-naked, wet, hopped up on an antipsychotic, and still, I have to say, it was less scary than falling asleep in the same room with the crazy person. So we're going to call that
What?
Buck Naked Shower Fiasco. Or do you want to name it? I get to name yours. Maybe I'm cheating. Buck Naked Shower Fiasco. All right, we've come to the part of the show, Michelle, where we have to
Ask questions.
ask questions. Okay, so one question each. Tried to score with Michelle. They were on you. This woman was on your team, or she was on a different team?
That was she was on a different team. Why would I be playing her?
Maybe it was a practice.
No, we were playing an actual game.
And you played defense.
Yeah, of course they play defense.
What did she play?
Attack, obviously.
So offense?
Yeah, well, we call it attack.
Yeah. There's just no way to make this game good. Just lacrosse sucks. Okay.
No, you suck. Question for you. Where was the secret place to have sex?
I don't know. I didn't do it. I told her no. It disturbs me. I tell you that a woman in a psychiatric hospital with a beard tried to have sex with me, and you still think I did it. I'm saying nothing else. Okay,
I'm just saying, if she gave you the hint, like, I know where it is. You want to know where it is?
I don't know. Didn't do it. All right. Here, I got a question about something is fishy. What was that whole story again? Because I forgot.
That I showed up at a boyfriend's place.
And stole his fish decal.
He took it from me, and then he's going to cheat on me and keep my fish? No, that's my fish.
What was the girl's name he was cheating with?
I can't even tell you. Jenna. Some bitch that got dropped out of school and then started taking online classes. And then she's Facebooking me. Why are you Facebooking my boyfriend? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, get off Facebook. Go take your online classes.
Do people really think you're a lady? This has nothing to do with the question. I'm just curious.
Nobody thinks I'm a lady, no.
I'm just picturing you, like, I've never seen you drunk. This is how you are sober and medicated. So I can't imagine that drunk, unmedicated Michelle in the midst of all your mental illness symptoms, back before you reached recovery and everything got better for you.
Reached recovery.
Yeah, that I just, yeah. I'm sure you're a nice person that probably owns a dress. All right, do you have any follow-up questions for me?
Let me think. What was your third story? I don't even remember.
Buck Naked Shower Fiasco.
Are you still taking that antipsychotic?
I am not.
Did you like it?
I did not. Otherwise, I'd still be taking it.
That's a good point. Do I take it?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
You ever pass out in a shower because you're afraid to go to sleep because the person in your room might hurt you?
That's like paranoid as can be.
So is that a no?
That's a no.
That's a no. Okay, so here are the stories. Your stories are tried to score with Michelle, something's fishy, and drunk people thought Michelle was a lady. My stories are flipped off Rolex, bearded lady sex, and buck naked shower fiasco. You are the defending champion because you did not just win last time. You won twice. You won hard. So I'm going to go first to see if I can accomplish some redemption here. I believe with every fiber of my being that something fishy is the lie.
It is.
Yes! Yes! If somebody actually cheated on you, they would be dead. You would not be allowed to talk about it because they would be a corpse.
That's right. That's true. That story is a complete lie.
Excellent. All right. Now your turn. You've got flipped off Rolex, bearded lady sex, buck naked shower fiasco. Which one's the lie?
The Rolex one?
No, I own a Rolex.
I feel like you would have told me if you owned a Rolex.
Hey, you want to see something's going to piss you off?
Your Rolex?
I'm wearing it right now. All right. So now you're going to try to redeem yourself. There's only two left. There's Bearded Lady Sex and Buck Naked Shower Fiasco. Of those two, one is true and one is a lie. You got 50-50 odds, even if you just flip a coin. You are now in the same precarious predicament that I was last month at this time. Michelle, which one's the lie? Bearded Lady Sex, Buck Naked Shower Fiasco.
Buck Naked Shower Fiasco.
Is true or a lie?
A lie.
It is. It's a total lie.
Yeah. How are you going to pass that in a shower?
I have passed out in a shower though, but not because of it was before I got well. So yes, you are still ahead of me in the standing because you used your save to get the next one right. Michelle, what are the takeaways from all of these stories? I mean, teach our listeners a lesson on how not to be us. Pass along some wisdom to the younger people.
Listen, I mean, the thing is, when you're playing another team in sports,
nobody cares.
Like,
Stop it.
Don't laugh at people. Don't
laugh at people.
Don't make fun of them.
This is not wisdom.
Don't get in a fight.
This is not mental health wisdom.
It is, though, because I was totally manic and going, sweetheart, that's not a shot.
Well, thanks, everybody, for tuning in to a bipolar, a lacrosse player, and a podcast. And we will see you next week.
See ya.
You've been listening to a bipolar, a schizophrenic, and a podcast. If you love this episode, don't keep it to yourself. Head over to iTunes or your preferred podcast app to subscribe, rate, and review. To work with Gabe, go to GabeHoward.com. To work with Michelle, go to schizophrenic.nyc. For free mental health resources and online support groups, head over to psychcentral.com. The show's official website is psychcentral.com/BSP. You can email us at show@psychcentral.com. Thank you for listening, and share widely.